All right, so it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's 30 degrees and some change here. So we're gonna go out here, get the car, gotta go run some errands before putting the new suspension in the car. It's chilly out here. Don't let the sunshine fool you. It's really cold. And me being from up north, I should be used to the cold weather, but I'm not. So I'm gonna take this over to the store and then throw some new suspension in her. Yeah, fun times. Oh, the sound of those bald eagles. Oh my God. My neighbors hate me when I come home from work at 6 in the morning. Like, this should be ridiculous. All right, we made it over to the grocery store. I'm gonna grab some shit and I'll be back in a second. Well, went out, got the goods. Now it's time to get back in the car, go over to the house and do the suspension. Alrighty, well, made it back to the house. I just gotta give the cat a boop. All right, come here. Hey. Hey, what you doing? What you doing? He wants nothing to do with me. That's fine. What we're doing today is pretty simple. We're just putting new BMR lower trailing arms on the car. I have really bad wheel hop, and I need to correct that problem. I ended up snapping my drive shaft from the wheel hop last time. So now it's got a one-piece DSS drive shaft in it. That'll be in a separate video on how to install that. There were some issues I encountered with that. And so let's see if I can get the car in the garage and out of the garage safely, because last time I tried that, well, it's better. I'll just drop a picture right here and you can see it. I can feel the comments from that picture from here, but just look at how small my garage is. It's tiny. And look what I'm trying to fit in here. Okay. I was backing out one night, 2 a.m., and it just hooked the front corner of the bumper, and you know it's a Chevy because everything's held together with duct tape Good Dreams and those push pins. Ripped everything out of the front bumper and dented my front fender, so I had to get all that taken care of. So yeah, that was great memories. I was very depressed. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is take your wheels off. I already took the locking lug nut off, and I have to take the rest of these off. After lifting your car up, you just take your lug nuts off. Sometimes they'll agree with you, sometimes they won't. Then you're just going to rinse and repeat the same process on the other side. Pretty simple.
2 moments later, 1 eternity later.
Alrighty, well, I'm sorry about the low lighting in here, but we're going to have to do a couple things first. So I went ahead and soaked my upper tow rod. Why'd I say upper tow rod? It's been a long day. I went ahead and soaked my upper trailing arm bolt, which is welded on, so you don't have to worry about putting a wrench on. It's going to be a 18 millimeter. Went ahead and soaked that in WD-40. That way it pops loose pretty easy. I went ahead and soaked the bottom one loose. Now you're going to have to get a box end wrench on this bottom one here, because that is not welded on. And I have a breaker bar on there with a 18 millimeter socket. Once you take that out, do the top one first. This bottom one is not going to come out because your lower control arm down there is going to be in the way of the bolt. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out the bolt on your tow rod here. Hopefully you already have your tow rods. If not, I don't think this will affect the alignment when we take it off, but we're gonna take it off, put it back on, because it'll allow you to jimmy the bolt down there to get that taken out. So give me just a second here. I'm gonna wrench on those, and then we'll be back and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, got the upper part here taken off with a little bit of persuasion. The bushing is completely ate through. Once I pull it out of the car, I'll show it to you better. And now I'm working on loosening the lower bolt here before I take off the tow rod to shimmy it out. Actually, guys, this is a 2010 SS. I don't know about the 2011. One of my buddies warned me that the 2010 through 2015 SS, you couldn't get the bolt out for your lower trailing arm because the control arm was in the way. And I saw that there might be a issue there, but no, it came right off. Of course, this has a little wiggle now, but it came right off. As you can see, this is GM just cheaped out with some stamped steel. I know Ford and Mopar does this shit too. But this bushing, the upper part, it was completely tore up on both sides. So I think that's safe to say that is a ginormous portion of my wheel hop problem. So yeah, there's that. Now this lower bushing, I know you probably can't see it very well. It's not tore up at all. I'm gonna replace the lower bushing. And what I use to replace that is I use a bearing puller, and I'll pull on it and push the metal in the center, and then as soon as I get it jimmied a little bit, I'll bite the bearing puller on the metal right behind the bushing, and it'll pull it right out. Sometimes you got to use a little bit of WD-40, but yeah. So other than that, we're going to get right to bolting the new one up. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so before anyone drops in the comments and asks, the upper connecting to the subframe, you're going to torque down to 74 foot-pounds. And the lower down here, you're going to torque to 30 foot-pounds and 120 degrees. If you don't torque it, I guess you could ugga-dugga it, but why would you do that when you are wanting to improve your suspension? All right, so I'm gonna get these torqued down properly and move on to the other side.
Ah. Almost lost my cool there.
Okay, I got both sides on. That's my e-brake cable. Don't worry about that. When my drive shaft broke, it ripped out where it was holding the e-brakes to the gas tank, and it was making a hellacious noise. So you know what? Fucking e-brake. Don't need it, because I was gonna have to get a new gas tank just for those two little plastic mounts, because GM is a real bitch. So I didn't feel like buying a new gas tank. Didn't feel like dropping $1,000 on that. So I'm like, don't really need an e-brake. Cut both e-brakes. Doesn't make any noise anymore, and I just chalked the back wheel. But got both sides put in. About lost my cool on this other one here. There were some clearance issues with the bolt, but a little rubber mallet took care of that. Beat the living something out of it. But other than that, it's all done. It's installed. I'm gonna grease up the fittings and throw the wheels back on and back it the hell out of here. Who's ready for a cold start? Oh yeah.